Welcome to Moments with Marianne. This is your host, Marianne Pastana, and we're here today with special guest, Sohale Sizar, who's here to share with us the hot new messaging journal, Soul. So isn't it time there was some innovation regarding journals? Well, today's guest is going to share with us just that. Sohale Sizar is a Stanford-backed gratitude expert on the power of gratitude to heal. An entrepreneur since the age of 9, with 15 years of dedicated practice in meditation and gratitude, Sohale translated his experiences into earning a Stanford MBA and building ventures spanning nonprofit charities, education, and consumer technology. Sohale has impacted millions of lives and facilitated access to one's inner light through his gratitude teachings. So let's welcome to the show, Sohale Sizar.
It's so great to be here, Marianne.
Oh my goodness, what an honor it is to have you here and to talk about this. What even got you on this gratitude kind of train?
Well, 3 years ago, a friend of mine said, you got to build a gratitude habit. How many of us have bought a journal, wrote in it for 4 or 5 days or a week, or maybe even 2 weeks, and then forgot about the journal and moved on with life? A lot of us. And I was exactly one of those people. So I bought a journal with the goal that I was going to build that gratitude habit. And I did it for 5 days. And in 5 days, I failed. And so I knew that this was important. And so what I did was I started writing an email to myself and scheduled sending it. And I would write what I'm grateful for. I'd schedule send it for maybe 3 days, 5 days, whatever I was feeling. And it would come back into my inbox. And I would reply to that email. And I would schedule send it again to myself. And it'd come back again to my inbox. And I'd reply. I ended up doing that for 3 years. So this 5-day habit that I failed, I ended up doing it for 3 years. And it absolutely transformed my heart, my mind, my soul. And I started telling folks about it about a year ago. And that's really what launched me to where I am today.
Oh my goodness, I was having a feeling there that you're looking at my book stack because I cannot tell you. I have a beautiful journal that it's like, hey, you could use this. It's a day planner. It's going to help you with your gratitude. I probably have written it like 5 times, and each time has been in a different month. So I'm not using it, and every time I look at it, it's like, oh, I should be doing this. So how is it that I know because you developed Soul? How does Soul help us get beyond these kind of barriers?
Well, I built this for me, and I'm finding that it's helping so many other people who have or are looking for ways to actually build a habit. Like building a long-term habit seems daunting to me, and I'm sure to many others. And what I found is that there's a few key ingredients needed to actually build that long-term habit, and that's what's incorporated into Soul. So first, spontaneity, right? I mean, getting a daily nudge, for example, whether it's on your phone to, work out or eat this or do that, whatever it is, after a while that we become desensitized to that daily nudge. So what we do at Soul is we send these spontaneous text messages to folks, right? So they spontaneously, you don't know when you're going to receive it. You don't know what time of the day you're going to receive it. You may get it on a Monday, and then you get it on a Wednesday, and then maybe on the next day it's a Thursday, or maybe it's a Saturday. You don't know. You get a text message of a gratitude prompt, and you can reply to that prompt right in your text messages. And that leads to the second point of it, where it has to be done in a place that's accessible to you. Marianne, when you talked about books, I'm sure you and myself, I have a stack too, I'm sorry, of at least books, but I'm getting through them. But at least on the journal side, if I'm not going to carry my journal with me everywhere, but that physical journal, and so I may be, in a beautiful place of nature, etc., and I can just take a picture and I can text it to Soul. I could just, record a voice memo and I can text it to Soul. And all of that is then encrypted in this online journal. So it's so accessible to write in my text messages. I don't have to go and download some other app. So that's the second, element of it. And then the third element of it is, this ability to be reminded of the moments that we've been loved. And I alluded to it about this online journal. We then bring back all those magical moments that we forget about. Maybe it was a week ago or 2 weeks ago or a month ago where we felt gratitude. And so we bring that back. And when you remember that, you're like, oh my God, I'm so loved. And what's amazing about this, Marianne, is that what I'm sharing has transformed my life. I thought it's just me. And then I started sharing it with other people, and those people shared it with other people. And I realized I'm not alone. Like, there's a lot of people who just want a really easy, simple way to remember how loved they are and to take advantage of the benefits of gratitude. So it's just like that spontaneity, the reducing the cognitive load, making it right in our text messages super easy with however we want to express ourselves, and getting those reminders or those recollections of the memories that otherwise sometimes we just forget about.
Oh, isn't that the truth? Well, on that note, we're going to pause here for a quick break. You've been listening to Moments with Marianne. We'll be right back after these messages from our sponsors.
Have you dreamt of writing your own book but felt lost on where to start? Introducing DIYbook.us, your personal guide to bringing stories to life. Whether it's your life story, business insights, or unique experiences, DIYbook.us makes it easy and affordable. With our step-by-step online program, you'll receive a weekly email prompt tailored to you. Don't let your story go untold. Visit www.diybook.us and start your writing journey today with our free 7-day trial. DIYbook.us, where your story comes to life.
It's one thing to become attached to your perfect home, but what do you do when that home becomes attached to you? A family in dire need of a fresh start, a mysterious house tied to the past. Buried deep within the foundation of the old Far Hill Manor lies a centuries-old secret. Dark forces or something stronger just waiting to be discovered. Caretaker, a supernatural thriller by breakout authors R.J. Halpert.
Internationally recognized and award-winning author Judy Goodman works and teaches outside the box of limited thinking. Working with people from every walk of life, her goal is to empower you to be the best you can be, no matter what the challenge is. Born with the gift of seeing beyond our normal vision, she has an extraordinary gift of working with every challenge. Teaching beyond conventional wisdom, her work is described as life-changing. Visit judygoodman.com. That's judygoodman.com.
I'd like to thank Jason Eastwood at Guitarfulness for sharing his inspiring music and talent with us. His music is known worldwide for cultivating atmospheres of harmony, inner peace, and clarity. Visit Jason's website at guitarfulness.com. Join his newsletter, be part of his community, and download his music. Welcome back to Moments with Marianne. We're here today with special guest, Sohale Sizar, who's here sharing with us the hot new messaging journal, Soul. For a lot of us, maybe we want to stay kind of like I have a paperless office. So having a journal that I write in and I would have to lug everywhere seems to be counterproductive.
Can you believe that, it's 2024? And and so many are trying and struggling. I think it's about 90 million individuals, the last I checked the statistics, of folks who tried to journal and failed, just general. And that's, what we got. We need a simpler way that really speaks to how we live. Many of us are busy, we're running around, there's a lot we're managing. We don't want to download another app. We don't want to do something on a daily. It should just work for us. And I love that element because we also allow people to make Soul work for them. So like if they want to, for example, change the schedule, some people are like, I want to have a message right before I go to bed or right when I wake up in the morning, say at 9 a.m. and I want to do my gratitude. Guess what? You can do that. You can customize it based off of what works for you. We need technology that does good. We need technology that inspires us to feel more closer with our inner selves and works with our lives versus us working for it. And that's exactly why I created Soul.
I love that we can schedule that because how many of us first thing in the morning, we maybe have dogs or cats or animals. As soon as they know that we're awake, it's over. So having that few minute or children, so having those few minutes to ourselves would be difficult. Maybe we can plan that later throughout the day.
Exactly. And I think what it comes down to is core of like we can be merciful to ourselves, right? I mean, we don't have to even do it every day, even if it's like every other day, because what we found is that once you start just little by little having it in your life, you start changing your mindset. It's really like a steep, so to speak. And that way, once you're starting to shift that mindset, you're starting to then see it around you all the time. And that's the key. The key is train. It's not just a habit, it's the mindset. Because that mindset, as we know, based off of 30 years of incredible, powerful research, can increase happiness, joy, contentment, increase longevity, improve our quality of sleep, even improve our cardiovascular health. Who doesn't want to do that?
So, does soul help us with not only improving our areas of gratitude within our life, but also our mind and heart?
I believe so. I mean, based off of my experience, based off of all the other folks who've been using it. I mean, we just had a quote from a graduate student who said, he says, basically, to summarize what he or she said, to keep their identity even more anonymous, where they said that I tried to schedule for a therapy appointment. It's so busy that I struggle to even do so. And by the time I'm even able to get an appointment, I realize it doesn't even matter anymore. And what Soul has done for me has been that preventative tool to remember how beautiful life actually is. So that appointment is not even that necessary. That's an incredible testament to the power of Soul. And my vision really is to help myself and others to access that inner light and that inner self in order to see that, to illuminate that beauty of life.
So, how does gratitude become our spiritual superpower?
It's a great question because what gratitude really does is it reveals to us that we are actually loved. And to be loved is to recognize that the beauty of that inner self, that pure self that's inside each and every one of us. And so what gratitude is doing is tapping into that truth. And when we remember that we are loved, we are more kinder to others. I mean, think about the moment anyone has ever fallen in love. Right after, I mean, even in that movie, in every movie, after someone falls in love, they're like kinder to everyone. They're smiling more. They're opening the door for others. I mean, sometimes it seems hokey, right? But it's true. Like there's a power to it where we feel more warmth inwardly. And that warmth then shines to others. That's how it does it. Gratitude reveals to us those moments we are loved.
So, earlier you mentioned illuminating practices. And I understand that you also talk about how that there's this spiritual alchemy that's rooted in the practice of gratitude. Can you share a little bit about that with us?
Yes. So Marianne was so profound, and we could have a whole conversation on spiritual alchemy. But what I would say is that when we look at every religion or religious tradition, spiritual background, you name it, gratitude is at the core. You see it in the diary of Anne Frank. You see it from Rumi, who is the best-selling poet in the U.S. You see it from Mr. Rogers, who came from more of the Christian tradition. You see it from Gandhi in Hinduism when he talks of the root of human unhappiness stemming from that inability to see the bright side of life and being grateful for it. It's incredible how you see this transcendental unity between these different faith traditions.
So, where do people go if they want to start with their gratitude practice right now?
Yes, so they can visit Soul at bringonsoul.com. So Bring It On is the theme, and the URL, the website is bringonsoul.com. And for your listeners, I'd love to gift it to them for 30 days. And so if they use the promo, the word, TheWord. That'll give them 30 days as a gift for them to try my soul.
Well, Sohale, thank you so much for taking the time to be on the show with us here today.
Thank you so much, Marianne. Truly a pleasure.
Thank you, Sohale. It has been such an honor to spend this time with you and to talk about your hot new messaging journal, Soul. Try Soul now free for 30 days by going to bringonsoul.com with promo The Word. It's unlike any journal you've ever used, and you're going to love it. Well, we're at the end of our time today. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in. You've been listening to Moments with Marianne, where we make every moment count.
In a single moment, your life can change. Moments with Marianne is a transformative hour that covers an endless array of topics with the best of the best. Her guests are leaders in their fields, ranging from inspirational authors, top industry leaders, and business and spiritual entrepreneurs. Each guest is gifted and a true visionary, a recognized leader in her own work, and while teaching others to develop, refocus, and grow, Marianne will bring the best guest and sometimes a special surprise. Don't miss this. You never know just which moment will change your life forever. Make sure to tune in and visit momentswithmarianne.com for more information.